Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I want to do a one brand tutorial, and the brand that I'm going to be featuring today is NYX, as you've seen in the title, and they are an international makeup brand, and they also have been in South Africa for a few years now, and they are doing really well. Now I wanted to do them because I believe that brand that just goes all out to include everybody. They don't just come out with 8 shades and call it inclusive. They're just that brand that does the most all the time with each collection. If they bring out a foundation, if they bring out a concealer, they will cater to everybody. So I hope you guys are gonna appreciate this video, appreciate this brand, give them some love. And I feel like they're that brand that's kind of been forgotten, but they are so good. The one product I was really excited to get my hands on is the Born to Glow foundation. It's a radiant foundation, and trust me when I say it was worth the wait. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and please don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and I will be back very soon with another video. To begin, I'm gonna do my brows, and I'm using the new Full and Fluff eyebrow pencil. Now this is the shade Espresso, and I love the shade. Like, it's the perfect brow shade for me. What you need to be careful of with brow products is that the brow or the actual product is not too red or too brown, then it just makes your brows look like weird. So this has got the perfect like tint or shade of brown and gray, and then it's got this toothbrush like spoolie brush. I don't know how to explain it. It's not my favorite. I do prefer the old school spoolie, but it does disperse the pigment quite well. I'm priming my face with the Bear With Me Prime Set and Refresh spray. This smells so good, and it's just such a nice little layer of moisture underneath all the makeup, and I like to buff it in with a brush. Next, I'm going in with the NYX eyeshadow base number 3, and I basically just take this and brush it all over my eyelid, and I blend it out right up to my brow. It just helps the eyeshadow to stick and for the colors to kind of pop. For eyeshadow, I'm using the Tropic palette in Hasta Lavista, and I'm going to go into that purple, lightish purple shade, and go into my crease and just above, just to lay out how full or how blown out I want my eyeshadow to look. And the secret to any eyeshadow is to blend away. It helps soften everything out, and it just makes your eyeshadow look seamless. Next, I'm going to add some depth into the outer corner of my eye, and then I'm going to just take that same shadow and kind of drag it through to the middle of my lid. Next, I'm going to go in and take a blue shade, and I'm going to apply this blue shade on the inner corner and just right up to the middle. And this is my wow shade, if I may call it that, and this is like a jewel tone kind of eyeshadow. It wasn't as pigmented as I wanted it to be, or as I would have liked it to be, but it did do the job. I did have to go in a couple of layers, but eventually I got the look I was looking for. This is not as shimmery as I thought it would be, but it does the job. It does the job. When working with any foundation, it's better to first lay the color on, so tap it on and then blend it or move it around, because you want to get the pigment on first and then blend out. Now I'm just blending out that line and kind of just making the whole look much softer. I'm using a fluffy brush here, so remember, always have a fluffy brush that's going to help you kind of blend out depending on how soft you want your eye look to go. Now I'm going in and just placing the translucent shade on the lower eyelid. For foundation, I'm going in with the Born to Glow foundation, and this is a radiant foundation. I'm in the shade Nutmeg, and I had to pick the shade without a tester because COVID, and so I think I did pretty well. It's got a really nice golden undertone which suits me just perfectly. I like this foundation a lot. It gives a very natural looking finish. It can kind of be very dewy if you are oily, but I think if you have dry skin or normal skin, this works well on your skin type. It does blend pretty well, and yeah, so the only downside I think to this foundation is that you would have to, you know, kind of pick a shade just by seeing, because we can't test anything out if you were to buy it at this point in time. But yeah, it's really a lovely foundation. What I like to do is go in with a sponge just to kind of pick up any excess and blend out any streaks from the brush and push the foundation into the skin. I'm going in with the Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer. This is in the shade Warm Almond, and I'm using this to just brighten under eye and then also dragging it right out to clean up my eyeshadow. I'm placing the concealer on my chin, the bridge of my nose, and on my forehead just as a highlight, and then I'm going to go in and blend it out with that same sponge. A tip for concealer is that you leave it on for a little bit. Just let it sit on your skin. Maybe do something else while you wait and then blend it out. This helps for the intensity of the concealer, especially if they're a little bit creamy. It helps intensify the concealer a little bit more. I'm going to be using the Can't Stop Won't Stop setting powder. This is in the shade medium. I couldn't find banana, but I think this worked out so much better because it just looks like my skin tone, but slightly brighter. So I'm setting with a fluffy brush because I want to put this all over my face, and remember to place only a small amount. For under the eyes, because I wanted a little more support, I'm placing a lot more and using a sponge and just pressing that in, and that helps lock your concealer in for the whole day. I'm now dusting off that powder because I left it for a little bit just to continue to just lock in everything, and then now I'm dusting it off and basically placing the excess where I need it and not in my ears. I'm going to be using this matte bronzer. This is one of my favorite bronzers. It's in the shade Deep Tan, and it's just a perfect warm bronzer, and I use this as a nose contour because I don't want my nose contours to look a bit harsh and that gray. No, so I just go in and I place it just below my eyebrow on the inner corner, on the side of my nose, and I kind of just pull through, and this just makes everything look seamless. And then I do the tip of my nose and then blend. The secret to a flawless makeup look is for you to just blend. So I'm going in with a fluffy-ish brush and just blending that contour out. For my cheeks, I'm going to be using Sweet Cheeks blush, and it is a matte blush. It is so soft. It's very, very subtle, and it's just so buttery and blends really beautiful. And when I place blush, I like to tap on the pigment and then blend it out to where I need it to be. I'm going to be using the Born to Glow palette for highlighter, and I'm just going to kind of sweep that onto the top of my cheeks. You don't want to like sweep side to side or up and down, but you want to kind of pat and, you know, kind of, yeah, sweep the highlighter on. And then next I'm taking a smaller brush and just doing the highlight on my nose, and I just put it between my eyes and on the tip of the nose, and then I'll take a little bit and put it also on the highlights or the high points of my brow. I forgot what's that called right now. Yeah, but that area there and kind of just brush it out and blend it out so that it doesn't look too harsh. And this just helps pull everything together and soften everything. And then I use a sponge to just tap over the highlight just to melt it in and to help it look more flawless. I'm using a brown lip liner. This is not a NYX one. And then I'm going in with the butter gloss in Gingersnap. I love these glosses. They are so pigmented, but just apply so beautiful, and they don't give you that weird white line you sometimes get with glosses. These are by far my favorite lip products in the drugstore. And then I'm going in with the NYX Turned Up lipstick. It's in a lighter shade. I forgot the shade name. And I'm just kind of spreading that to the center of my lip just to give a beautiful plumpy look. And that's the completed look. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys very soon.